talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? Okay. You did what you need to do? Okay then. Well, hey, bitch. It's JamiThatsMe here. Listen, we have to get into Married to Medicine. Okay, we have to talk about it. Interesting episode. It's a mess. It's a mess. And T, we have to have a conversation. We do have to get into some things, Miss Ma'am. We do. Okay. I feel like at the end of the episode, I feel like you were giving gentle parenting, or shall I say gentle partnering, is what you were giving to somebody that honestly needed to have their asses folded up, if you ask me. Okay. Just a little piece, and maybe not physically folded up. You know what I'm saying? You know the way Tina had folded up Ike ass in that car before she got out. Maybe not that way, but maybe with your words, I feel like you probably could have folded him up just a bit more. You know what I'm saying? I know for me, it would have definitely been giving numb your whole ring, yo, numb your whole ring, yo, numb your ring, yo, numb your ring, yo, numb your. Because I would have had to lay his ass out. Because who the fuck you talking to? Who you talking to like that? Okay, and you know what? Honestly, T, I feel like you should have listened to Uzi when it came down to again with this 60 or however year old man it is. It should have been given. This ain't what you want. I just want to, like, you shouldn't have got with this one. This ain't what you want. Okay, was it Uzi? I think it was Uzi that said this ain't what you want. Okay. Yeah. I don't think that's not what you want, but it is what you wanted because you hopped in that man DMs or whatever the case is. But we're gonna get into it. Okay, we're gonna get into it. All right. So first of all, y'all know Greg got crunk. All right, he got a big crunk. Him and King were about to get into it. They were about to throw some blows. Or at least King was, I suppose. Gregory did not really get crunk with King until he got a bit of help. Okay, because he said, "I figured this how you was. I figured this how you was because I know how your girl is." I can't. So, anywho, King over there running up on Greg, supposedly, like he about to swing or whatever like that. Then Letitia, once they separated them, got them wherever they was. Tisha over there trying to say something to King. And it's like, girl, go get your man. Go get your husband. Okay? Go, don't put your hands on me. Go get your man. That's what you do, because you over here coming up to somebody talking about something. Do not play with my husband. You better not play with my husband. If you play with my husband, I'll get you. And I'm like, girl, you need to go get your husband, because if you do not get your husband, somebody gonna fold his ass up. Do you understand? So go get your husband. That's who you need to be concerned with. All right? Because what the hell going on? Why you over there? They got him. They talking to King. And there are some women that be ready to run up when it comes to their man and stuff, but like, girl, go make sure he good. I know you've been inching and ready to use those combat skills because for some reason you're in this group and they're making you feel like you got to prove yourself in some fashion the same way King needed to prove himself when it came down to him and Gregory and Quad or whatever they got going on, girl. You ain't got to do all that. Just like he ain't have to do all that. Girl, go in and find your husband, okay? Please go and get your husband. So, anywho, that's what's going on. So Eugene trying to talk to King. When I tell y'all, Eugene and Toya, fucking hilarious. Okay, the way he what's his name? The way that Eugene lost his train of thought like I just did. Okay, last week when he couldn't get them words out, bitch, hollering. The way he went over there trying to talk to King, saying something, listen, man, calm down. You know they got a pass, right? You know they got a pass. King said, fuck the pass. Right, yeah, absolutely, correct. That's what I said, fuck the pass. You know what I'm saying? What the hell was I talking about? Like, damn, like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? Okay, don't beat my ass, just fuck the pass. Girl, I was hollering. Do you hear me? I was hollering the way he switched up. So, man, they got a pass. Fuck the pass. Oops, you're correct. Oops. Quad's like, let's go over. He said, yeah, go over there. Take him over there. Okay, go on over there with it. Girl had me hollering. The way Toya was standing around looking at Phaedra, T, and Contessa when they was hugged up. Girl, the people is funny over there, all right? So King tells Quad that Dr. G did admit to telling her to shut the fuck up last night. And he ain't really say shut the fuck up. What he says was she talked too fucking much. And in all honesty, she do. The producers play on her top with it. The ladies have pretty much talked about it. Like, it is what it is, okay? And you didn't hear it, and you heard Quad being surprised she didn't even hear the shit. So it's like y'all had already agreed to be cool on it. Move on. But you felt the need to go and further. I'm gonna let that shit slide. Like, it already slid, baby. It slid. Like, let's keep it pushing, okay? It's one thing to go to him and just let him know, listen, I'm gonna let that shit slide, but moving forward, it's about how you approach situations, okay? And it didn't have to be, in my opinion, approached like that, all right? All in all, but I am here for him standing up. When he said he could talk to his wife like that, but he's not going to talk to you like that. Well, guess what? One, I'm with you. Two, he already did. What else is going on? Okay. So what else happened? So, King lets Quad know that she can say whatever she want. And I'm like, King, no, she can't, baby. Now, you can say a Quad for failure if you would like to, but she can't necessarily say whatever she wants, because understand, everybody's not going to rock out with that. There is going to be a time, should Gregory be on this show or not on this show, where Quad is going to be in the midst of the group and she's going to say some shit that somebody's not going to like. Okay, and when somebody front her on it, you're gonna have to figure out how you're going to navigate within this group, because you ain't gonna be able to throw hands with everybody or whatever the case is, or run up and think you're gonna intimidate everybody. So she cannot necessarily say whatever the fuck it is that she wants, okay, and think that he's not going to say anything back or whatever the case was. All right, so there's that. So Greg says that's she said that he says that's how they are. That's the type of people they is. That's how they are. It's like, Greg, shut the hell up, baby. Shut up. Shut your monkey self, or you been got monkey stomp. Like, be quiet, sir. That's how they are. Well, then how are you? If that's how they are, then how are you? You're not a saint. You're not perfect. How are you, sir? So Cecil tells him he has too much riding on this or whatever. He says, and if things become a bit too much, then, we're going to have to move on. Meaning, how I took it, you're going to have to get the fuck up off this show. All right? If they're going to put you in jeopardy with your businesses and different things you got going on, then you probably just going to have to leave and go on about your business. All right? So there's that. Meanwhile, you got Dr. Mimi over there talking to T, talking about they're trying to ruin your covenant. They're trying to come between you and your husband. You got to protect it. It's like, Dr. Mimi, are you okay? BITCH, ain't nobody trying to come between that weak-ass marriage, girl. Stop playing. Stop playing. Nobody trying to come between that shit. Fuck you talking about, girl. Be quiet. And while you over there running your mouth, you need to make sure you going to be covering and protecting yours. You know why? Because they finna be on your head top next. Okay? Soon as they get T out the way, they going to be on you, because they do it to everybody in some type of initiation process. Okay? So they finna dive deep into your business. Is that what I mean? And they finna have you hot and bothered, and you going to have to show yourself to be a bit different too. You ain't gonna be able to give poise all the time. Only person that can slide with that shit is Dr. Jackie. Okay? Coasting. But you can't do that. You gonna have to put in that word. So what you talking about? You better save some of that energy for yourself. So then, anywho, Contessa walks over, and yes, I do blame Contessa. And let me also say this too. Wow, Dr. Mimi over there talking about they trying to ruin this, they trying to ruin it. I'm like, girl, the enemy is inside the house. Okay? The enemy is inside the house. Sleeping with the enemy, girl. That's what's going on. Hello? So, Contessa walks over, and I blame Contessa because when Contessa goes over, she ends up praying automatically. I blame Contessa for starting the prayer, right? But if you needed to pray, girl, pray. But Phaedra is who I blame for jumping on T's neck. So she's hugging T, and it's giving like, like, what is all of that? And then she's over there speaking in tongue and doing all of that. And I'm like, listen, this is not, whatever Phaedra is doing, it's not for you, T. It's wholeheartedly for her. I feel like Phaedra had to get to a point where she's going to speak in tongues to avoid from laying those hands over on Shireen. And that is the reason why she was doing the most, right? Hooping, hollering, screaming, whatever it was she was doing, speaking in tongues. She couldn't really give that energy to Shireen how she really wanted to. So she had to do it in that moment. So I don't think it was about you at all, in my personal. All right. So Toya had me on the floor. The way she walked up on the ladies and just stood out to the side, looking at them like, we doing all of this because of that. Like, girl, Toya and Eugene, we appreciate you guys for the comedic relief during these dark times. Thank you so much, okay? So Simone, Powerpuff villain number 3. So she comes out and says that, I'm surprised that God called Phaedra to speak to T. But did it? call her about the relationship, the effed up relationship between Apollo and his wife Shireen? It's too much. Simone, Powerpuff Villain number 3. Shut up, girl. Shut up. And it's really disappointing because girl, I hear like that's really high key. She's high up on my list of who I really like on this show. And girl, you have really been disappointing me. You understand? No, you have. You've been disappointing me just a little piece. Like, why would you say that? Like, what way would you have liked for God to have spoken to her when you guys have brought the side chick turned wife along on the trip? How would you have liked for her to respond? I'm a little confused. She doesn't owe him anything. Your husband owed you a lot, considering the fact that he had Miss Tammy over there on the side, and you didn't like that relationship. Now, that's a man that owed you some things, okay? Did God come and talk to you at that particular time? Phaedra don't have nothing to do with these people. Definitely not Shireen. But when it comes to Apollo, it's only the children. Let's not and say that we did. Like, you need to, like, what is your issue? You really have a hard on for Faye. I am a bit confused, okay? I am a bit confused. I don't know, but we'll continue to talk about it. Let's get to Greg, because Greg is a liar, period. All right? Greg is a liar, period. And that's just what it is. So Greg tells T that, because she asks, like, what happened? He said, well, he came up to me, man. And when he came up to me, you know what I'm saying? He wanted me to apologize to Quad for what I said. And I apologized to her. But, that man tripping, man. I'm ready to go, man. Like, I ain't trying to be around this. And I'm like, why you lying? Now, why you said you apologized to that lady when we didn't hear you apologize? And honestly, I don't give a damn if you would have said you wasn't apologizing, because I wouldn't apologize either. So what the fuck going on, okay? I wouldn't apologize either. People, they see it differently. It's a man, it's a woman, whatever. I feel like shit. If Quad ain't got to apologize to T, then shit, I don't feel like he should have apologized either. If King probably would have said some fly shit to damn water girl, I'm not apologizing to her fucking ass. Listen, it was said, it was done. It's unfortunate. Let's move forward. Okay, so how you trying to, which way you trying to go moving forward? Oh, okay. Then let's go down that road. Let's go forward, because I'm not. But anywho, so King says that he has no problem with him. He says he's just not trying to be around that man. He says everybody has their limits, okay? Contessa and Heavenly are having a conversation. Contessa and Heavenly seem to be getting along a bit better than what they were, and they speak on T, and of course they both agree that she's a nice girl or whatever, and Contessa thinks that, I feel like y'all should really give her a pass, because this is really a new environment for her. And with this being a new environment for her, she ain't gonna get everything right all the time. In addition to that, the lady over there taking hormones so she can try and have a baby with this old ass man. So he's like, girl, just give her a break. How about that, right? Meanwhile, you flashed to Miss T, and T over there saying that, I ain't want to beat up this senior citizen. I was thinking about, but I don't want to put my hands on no senior citizen. I don't want to do any of that. And I'm like, T, baby. You talking about not wanting to beat up a senior citizen when it seems like the senior citizen you're laying with is beating your ass up emotionally at the least, okay? That's what it's sounding like. Can you not do that? Can you not talk about somebody being a senior citizen when you're with one? That's one. Can you not talk about a senior citizen when you're cultivating different events surrounding women younger, linking up with senior citizens? Like, can you not? You gonna fuck up your own brain and what you trying to do. Why you keep referencing somebody as a senior citizen as though it only applies to that one or two people? No, ma'am. Get it together, okay? Good luck. Contessa apologizes to Dr. Mimi, having a conversation. Let her know, like, girl, we not always like, it's not like this all the time. If you can't go to Bella Noches, then where the hell can you go, okay? Because, girl, it's not like this all the time. Be she lying. Dr. Mimi, you've seen the show enough to know that it's drama-filled. But I do feel like Contessa sitting down with Dr. Mimi is something that Simone should have been doing with Dr. Mimi, because you invited her on this trip. And BIT, this is your trip, from my understanding. But instead, you decided to sit your legs, no hips, and body. I did say no hips. So you're sitting yourself over there having a conversation with Apollo and his wife as if they are the ones that are a part of this show. Get it together, Bookie Dookie. Okay? Get it together. Now, Heavily, they're talking, so he's still pouting about the fact that, Phaedra knew that was my friend. Like, that was my friend, and Phaedra had knew, what I'm saying, that he gonna sit up there and tell Phaedra that he didn't really know me. Shut up. You hush up too, okay? Because that lady don't owe you any fucking thing, all right? And Shek is your friend. Check whatever his name is. That is your buddy. So that's the person that owed you more than Phaedra in my personal. And my question is, when he hit you up to go to the strip club that night, did you go? Did you go? Because if you went, why we talking about it today? Because you still got out and you still went. Talking about, so I hit up Phaedra, I had 10 Phaedra because I had wanted to have a conversation with her so we could talk about what we need to talk about. What I'm talking to you for? I want to talk to you about it. Oh, who are you? Dog, that's your problem. You be overestimating your position in my life, okay? Don't get it together. And you need to be worried about that lady sitting to the side of you, okay? Don't worry about what the hell it is I'm doing, okay? Because you can get your ass tied up in the press and fuck around with me, okay? Worry so much about what I'm doing. Get it together. Worry about the one next to you, Bookie Doo, okay? And then he'll go Heavenly talking about something. Phaedra knew. She knew what she was doing, and she did this to play in Apollo's face, and she did that to get Apollo. I'm like, girl, all of this is on you. I don't know why you have a hard on for Phaedra either, but this is on you. And she played you while you talking about something backfiring. It backfired on you. Okay? I also feel like when it comes to, what's that lady name? Oh, first of all, let me say this. It's no different, okay? You bringing Apollo on the show is no different than you bringing T on. Okay, so this is your MO technically. So I don't know why you're trying to put it off on Phaedra because Phaedra beat you at your own game. But okay, girl. So anywho, Apollo said he reached out to Phaedra or whatever. Shireen over there looking crazy or whatever. And I feel like, Shireen, do you not see that your husband is sitting here worried about his ex-wife, the mother of his kids, and not worried about her as far as like, is she okay? Her health or anything? More so worried about who she dating and who's lying in her bed. Do you see, like, are you seeing this in your face? Come on now. That makes no sense. I feel like you look just as stupid as T looked when she sat up there and tried to say that Gregory wanted out of the marriage too, only for Gregory to let her know that he didn't. Yeah, just as foolish as T looked in that moment, you look sitting next to Apollo as he's showing his upsetness over his ex. But okay, girl. Anywho, but you'll always be second to Phaedra's feelings in my personal because you were a side chick. But okay, and the gag is the fact that you made yourself a wife or he made you one. Nothing changed. You still came second. So Apollo starts to speak on Phaedra and her accolades and different things that she's accomplished. And the ladies had some things to say. He said, well, y'all accepted her at one point. And they did. They did accept her at one point. Heavenly says, I just could see through her BS. And I'm like, Heavenly, baby, and I could just see through yours. Okay, so then Simone says, we're all boss bitches. And I say, yes, you're all bothered boss bitches. You're correct. Okay, you forgot the bother. So Phaedra is leaving, and when Phaedra decides that she's gonna get the hell out of Dodge, Dr. Jackie comes over to chat with her. She's like, hey girl, what's going on? Just wanted to check on you or whatever. And Phaedra's like, I'm gonna go. And she's like, what you mean you finna go? Well, I'm finna get the hell out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you girls operated, and y'all be on that mean girl energy. Like, I'm cool. And, I was really, really disappointed in you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, I trusted you. And then Jackie said, well, wait a minute. Don't try and come over here and act like you got an issue with me because, girl, I didn't even invite the man. That was Heavenly. And if you really want to get down to it, Heavenly had told me that you knew about it. And Phaedra was like, oh, and then what else, girl? Okay, because Phaedra did know about it, okay? And then here go Jackie talking about, well, and I didn't know the dynamics. I didn't really understand what was going on between you and him. And it's like, BITCH, did you really need to know the dynamics to know that somebody won't want their ex on a trip for real, for real? And I do think that Phaedra knew, but I don't think that Phaedra knew about Shireen coming. And even with Phaedra knowing just Apollo was going to be there, I don't think Phaedra really wanted him there for real, which is the reason she probably had old boy come through, right? So that whatever plan y'all trying to put in place and make her feel awkward and uncomfortable with, like, I got a distraction, so I don't have to be around the whole shit that y'all got going on. And it's really just that simple, okay? So Phaedra lets her know, I also feel like y'all wasn't really supporting me like that. I feel that way. And Jackie says, well, okay, I understand that. Like, I can receive that. Like, you're right. Because I ain't really run up to you and check on you. I'm more so checked on King to see how he was doing or whatever like that, to make sure him and Quad getting their 15 in every week or whatever. But how about this? You sure you don't want to stay? Like, I really think you should thug it out. I think that you should stay. I think you should let the girls know how they did not support you or whatever like that. So, I mean, what you think? And Phaedra said, well, what I think is that some bitches can be played with, but I'm not one of them. Hello? I play with hoes. I don't get played with. Do you understand what I'm saying, baby? Girl, and you a fool to be coming to me talking about this shit anyway. Okay, you think I'm finna stay around and tell y'all how y'all did support me? Girl, girl, I will never. I see you hoes for your words. And that's what I said. I see you bitches for your works, okay? And unlike Quad, I don't need this check. I don't need it. And another thing, I already signed a contract for a whole nother check. So if you think I'm finna sit around and kick my feet with you, bitch, you have me fucked up, okay? I'm not finna play with you hoes. I'm finna get the hell on because I can, because I have jobs and I have checks and I have a jet that is outside waiting on me, bitch, okay? So there's that. So I will be getting the hell on. I'll be getting the kind of dodge. Baby, when she started collecting them things and getting the hell on, I was here for it. Jackie says, you really want to leave like this? Phaedra said, I do. And turned her damn head and walked out the door. And I loved it so much. I loved it so much. She says, my jet is waiting. I have to catch my jet. I loved it. Now, Jackie had a smile on her face because, one, I feel like she played in Phaedra's face in that moment, and I think that she enjoyed the fact that whatever the ladies did got a reaction out of Phaedra. So whatever they were trying to somewhat accomplish, they kind of got a little bit accomplished because Phaedra finna leave. When Phaedra talked about these ladies being mean girls, it went over my head in one ear out the other because Phaedra has also shown similar behavior herself. So it's like, it is what it is. Yeah, that's just what it is. Everybody's going to have their time. And you know this with being on the show. But I also feel like at that time, Phaedra signed a new contract. So she didn't have to be over there. And she had to figure out a way to skate out so she can go and film Real Housewives of Atlanta. Anywho, Jackie says they are not mean girls in the confessional. And she says that you just have to be strong enough to be in this group. And I'm like, well, BITCH, why the fuck would one need to be strong enough to be in the group when this group wants to be a safe space so bad? Y'all want to be a safe space so bad, but somebody got to be strong enough to be in the group. Yaki dokey. Are y'all okay? I can. Okay, girl. So the guys, they end up going to a cigar bar. And King says that he didn't like the disrespect and that he said it's a line that you just don't cross or whatever. Dr. G is pretty much Team King because he feels like if a guy says something disrespectful to your woman, then he has every right to react. And he feels like he would have said the same thing. He would have reacted the same way as King would have. Dr. Damon. I am here to tell you that I don't believe you and you need more people. I do not believe that you would have reacted in the same manner as King because you're a different type of guy. I think that you would have had a conversation likely. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that, in my opinion, because Heavenly didn't hear it and you didn't hear it, and this person is telling you what they said, you would not be trying to fight them. You would merely just tell them, because I didn't hear what you said, but you're telling me what you said. I don't think it was kind for you to say what you said, but moving forward, this is how I would like for you to move when it comes to my wife. All right? And it really could have been that simple. But there's that. So, anywho, Simone. So Simone says that this was the worst experience that she's had in this group. And, you know, first I went to Toya and Mariah, and I'm like, the worst experience? Like, Toya and Mariah didn't get the fine. But she did also say that it was so many different things happening at one time. So she may be right, okay? So you had King and Gregory for a little bit. Then you had Apollo and Shaq, and you had Phaedra and Shireen, and then you had Gregory and King again, and then you had T trying to get to King. It was just a lot of bullshit that was going on. Then you had people speaking in tongues, and it was a lot that was going on, okay? So I think Simone was, you know, right in that, all right? Simone says that the poker face that Phaedra had last year has completely gone away this year, and I'm like, well, BITCH, what kind of face would you like her to have when the woman that was the side chick turned wife to her now ex-husband comes along on the trip? What poker face would you like for her to have? I guess she could have had more of a poker face and played in you hoes' faces. I'm just like, what did you want her to do? Please hush. Please, especially for y'all to later on talk about how y'all wouldn't want to be put in that situation. Can you be quiet? So Phaedra has them so pressed in my personal, and then I think they start talking about the jet and money, whatever it is. But I feel like Phaedra got y'all so pressed. And I don't give a damn about nobody that don't like Phaedra. I don't care nothing about y'all. Oh, she said this about Kandi and she this and that. Girl, some of Kandi friends still be posted up taking pictures and all this shit with this damn lady. So don't say nothing to me about it, okay? Don't say, did people actually know her and Kandi and still be posted up in images with her ass and are fully aware of whatever happened. So don't say shit to me when I'm just giving you my thoughts on the show. Okay, but aside from that, I love the fact that Phaedra has these people so fucking pressed so much because y'all spent so much time making others within this group feel less than because they do not have a doctorate. They don't have a medical doctor degree. They're not like a dentist or any of that or whatever the case is. Oftentimes, you all have looked down on others for them not having similar credentials and them likely being younger than y'all and them acquiring some of their wealth maybe because of their husband, whereas you guys have to work and get your money or whatever. And I don't shade that at all. I think that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But I love it because y'all dish out what you just cannot take. And simply because Phaedra told y'all she could cut a check for 100 racks and cut a check for however much she cut it for y'all. So your foundation is still a good look on your foundation that you were able to contribute so much money to somebody else. Like, she really has y'all bothered. And if you're bothered by a jet, like, I don't be understanding people be feeling like folks grandstand. And it's like, it could be grandstanding, but it also could be that that's just how they operate. That's just how they move. And if you get offended because you don't have, that's not their problem, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So if she got a jet and she can afford to get one, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go catch my jet, then that's a personal issue for you to feel away. Okay? You don't have to. Even if I am grandstand, you don't have to feel away about it. You choose. So that's on you. Yeah, I got one. Yeah, I got a jet. Because I can do that. All right? So I love that she slicks on you bitches, making y'all feel away. Because y'all have spent so much time making others feel that same way. And y'all do unto others the same shit you would not want done unto you. Girl, hand claps for me. Love to see it. So Contessa FaceTimes Greg as they're on their way headed to the lemon squeeze, I suppose, or whatever they're about to get into. And Greg says that he was trying to resolve the conflict when he first acknowledged the disrespect and stuff like that, or something like that. You know, in the beginning, he was trying to acknowledge his actions. And Contessa gonna ask, well, why did y'all leave? And I'm like, Contessa, why do you think they left? Would y'all want them to argue and be brawling the whole rest of the trip, girl? But Contessa did tell them, like, listen, at the end of the day, I just want you guys to know that you are still wanted around the group and that, you know, it's not that we don't want y'all there. She says that she feels like they have, she says she thinks it's only right in so many words that we see and hear T and Greg's side of things because what they have to say matters as well. It doesn't mean that they're right, but they also have a side. And I think that's very true. I think that whether y'all like him and how he's shown up on the show or shown up in a relationship, whether you like T for her hopping in his DMs or whatever the case is, I agree 1000% with Contessa. It doesn't make either party right in my eyes, and it don't make neither one of them right. But at the same time, both parties have a side. And they all should be able to tell, because then what do you have? You have this side, that side, and the truth, whatever it's going to be this week, next week. So whatever. Anywho, get to the lemon squeeze. They pull out the handy dandy glass of $5,000. I thought that was cute. The little glass that Quad made. They put lemons in it. They go sit around. They pass it around. Mimi says if the exes are in the group, then we need to know that they've done the work. Okay. She says that if they haven't done the work, she says that they may have to exit. If they haven't done the work, they may have to exit the group. And she says that they have to also recognize the role that they've played in something. And Quad is looking at her like, shut up. And I'm kind of like, for me, I don't feel like Dr. Mimi is fully wrong there. I think that she was doing too much with the whole, they trying to ruin your covenant. Girl, nobody give a damn about that covenant, high key. Okay, I don't think it's about really ruining the covenant. I think it's more so about likely letting her see that this man hasn't changed, but she already knows that. So ain't no point in telling her. It is what it is. But what I do agree with is I don't feel like nobody's innocent. You know, I understand if some people don't like Dr. G and all of that, and some people may not like Quad. And girl, I shrug my shoulders to both. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like Quad was right. Just like if it was T that would have got drunk and said some shit about Quad, like it's just not right to me. You don't get to get drunk and use that as an excuse to say bullshit that other folks don't want to hear. You know, to me, I just don't see nobody being fully right on that side. So that's why I do agree that you have to recognize your role in that. You kept doing insane shit. T responded, then Greg responded, then like, girl, come on. Anywho, so but Quad looking at her like, girl, shut the hell up. Only for your man to go on to pretty much say the same thing she said. So Jackie says the ex is not welcome and she couldn't handle it. Like, we know you couldn't. We know you couldn't. You would have been leaving too. You got upset about Hilton Head or whatever happened last year. So we know you wouldn't be able to take you while you sitting over there asking Phaedra to stay around and tell the girls about how they didn't support her or support you. You was afraid to tell your own closest friend, Simone, how you were feeling. Dr. Heavenly had to do it. So cut it out. You won't, girl, go on. These people be, girl. So Toya, all right, Toya grabs it. She says, listen, Letitia was wrong. Dr. G was wrong. It's like, Toya, finish her statement. Everybody was wrong is what you meant to say. But I do appreciate her following it up with saying, yeah, Tisha was wrong. Greg was wrong, but we wrong. I said, okay, because I thought you was going to stop there, girl. She said, we wrong. I'm like, you are so right about that. Even Heavenly had to say, Beatrice, you right. You right, girl. I appreciate you saying the hard shit like you always do. Okay, so she says, I think that we all need to look in the mirror and acknowledge just how effed up we are and the effed up stuff that we do. And Contessa looking over there like, clock that, clock that, clock that, clock that, T-boo, clock that, clock that, okay? Get into some things. So Dr. Heavenly agrees, and she apologizes to Quad again for bringing T around and not acknowledging her feelings, okay? It may have been sentimental in that moment, but for me, this is not the first time that, Heavenly has apologized and her actions have not changed necessarily. For me, in my opinion, when Dr. Heavenly tried to bring up the Quad messing with a married man, I think they got on live or something. Dr. Heavenly apologized. Quad said, you pulled something like that again, like, I'm done with you. But I feel like she pulled something even probably worse when she brought this lady on the show and started hanging with her and all this and that. And it's like, now what kind of shit is that? Okay, didn't y'all just make up and everything? But you over here hugged up with this lady and then be trying to disguise it behind, I'm doing what's best for the show. At some point, my question is there actually a real friendship and not just the show? You know what I'm saying? Because some stuff is like, chill, girl. Anywho, they give it to King. King says that, this environment is not natural. He said it's a complicated situation. And, he says neither one of them, and he's acknowledging Quad, has done the work. Nobody has done the work, he says, and it's a volatile situation. And you're right, King, because in my opinion, had she done the work, and to me, I don't feel like Quad being drunk, she would have said some of the shit that she said. Right? And I feel like Gregory doing the work, he would have never even acknowledged shit that Quad talking about. And what really grinds me with Gregory is the fact that you are supposed to be a psychiatrist and you are loose up top. You're loose up top. And I slick hate it for your patients just a bit. Okay? Because what are you teaching them if you don't even have the tools? Hello? Are you there? Open the door. So, there's that. Now, I will say I appreciate what King had to say in this moment. And I also wanted to highlight the fact that if T would have said the same thing, the people would have been dragging her and giving her the third degree. I don't know why, but I just don't like the lady. But anywho, so Dr. Eugene wants Dr. G's feelings to be acknowledged to some degree. And I feel like he's not saying much different than what Contessa was already saying. And Quad says that she isn't asking them to throw him away. But what she's saying is she just wants everyone to put themselves in her shoes. But here's my thing, Quad. Even with them putting themselves in your shoes, does not mean that it's going to fully change their perspective about him being around. And that's what maybe I'm missing that, because put themselves in your shoe in what way? Because I feel like putting themselves in your shoes would equate to him not being a part of the show at all. So, I'm like, they can put themselves in your shoes and somewhat see your point of view. Because I don't think nobody really said they don't see where you coming from. But I just also feel like that don't mean he wasn't going to come on the damn show at the end of the day, because to them, you got to look at the group that you got. He's the one that's married to medicine because he is the medicine, unfortunately. Right? But yeah, it seems like they're now all starting to, I guess, look at it from your point of view, considering the fact that they were heavily involved in bringing that bitch on the show. So now everybody wants to apologize. So it seems like somebody's looking at it from your point of view. So I don't know. I wasn't really following Quad like with that wholeheartedly, but I do understand if you feel like this man was, abusive or whatever the case to you, to not have him come around. But I also feel like that's the fault of the producers, not so much as the cast. Some of it is the cast as far as being messy when it comes to the wife. But the producer still hired his ass to come back. So, and then fired you. Yikes, child. That should let you know where they stand. But anywho, Curtis talks about how he still wants everyone to be a part of the group, meaning G, T, Phaedra, whatever. Contessa talks about how she talked to G. G was still upset. King seemed to have calmed down a bit more. And she said sometimes people need to lead a group to figure out what's real and what's not, right? So we'll see. And then, of course, Toya highlighted the fact that when y'all left the group, we appreciate y'all feeling like we were that trustworthy for you all to come back and be a part of it, a part of the group again. So Greg and T are back home. And this is the part that I want us to get into with Greg and T being back home. So Greg talks about everything, and it says that Quad speaking on not wanting the marriage made him react before he knew why. He says before he knew it. And my thing is, why are you still bothered though? Why is her saying that she did not want the marriage or she ended the marriage? I'm just confused on why that. You're not healed, sir. Why would that bother you? You're not healed. Like, it shouldn't have been that deep. So anywho, T says don't allow her to get you. Don't allow her to get to you. And so he says that it was a toxic environment. So in my opinion, I feel like he's bringing the toxicity home. He says had Shaq not been there, it would have been a fight to the death. And I'm like, boy, stop. It would not have been no damn fight to the death. You a lie. So T disagrees and says that she was like, nah, I don't think it'd be a fight to the death. He was like, well, do you know him? Do you know him? And she says, no, but I know that it wasn't gonna be all that. Well, how you know? She was like, well, for one, you know what I'm saying? I was there, so it wasn't gonna be all of that. And he asked her, what was you gonna do? Child. Whew, what was you gonna do? And T's like, well, she says, I'm combat trained. I was in the military, this and that. He's like, yeah, you still a woman. Let me go back to him saying, what you gonna do? That's because how Gregory asks, what were you going to do based on how he sees you in y'all relationship? And he sees you as weak as fuck. Even though you may have been combat trained and all this and that, you go inward for sure. For lack of a better word, like you dummy yourself down a bit when it comes to him. I guess maybe that's what some people may refer to as being submissive, right? You don't have much of a voice, I feel, in that relationship and stuff. And that's probably why he asked you, like, and what you gonna do? Girl, coupled with how he already thinks of women in general. But girl, that's a mess. So then I'm like, you asking T, he said, and you still a woman. And I'm like, but this is a woman that could likely fold your ass up. And she just obviously restrains herself. So what? Child, I feel like, damn, he about to sound this dumb as heavenly ass when she sat up there talking about bitch men, gay men, bitch men, weak men. Yikey dikey. Oh, shit. Y'all sound like the same. Anywho, so he tells her that she could be so naive sometimes. And I'm like, and what can you be sometimes? What can you be sometimes, sir? So she tells him you're not getting nowhere with that, you need to really calm down. And she then tells him, be quiet. Be quiet. She didn't want him to say anything else because she knew them cameras was there and he was going to embarrass the fuck out of her. Okay? So he asked her, what I do? What I do? Huh? What I do? What I do? She says, stop. What I do? Huh? Huh? What I do? You know what? I know what it is. You can't take the truth, huh? You can't take the truth. All right, so he gets up, getting ready to go upstairs or whatever. She's like, I can't take the truth or whatever. So he goes up the stairs and he tells her, you charging at a man, and I shouldn't say that you naive. You're a woman charging at a man, and I shouldn't say you naive. And it's sad because it's like, girl, when defending your man, a little piece goes wrong. Honey. Every time I feel like you've tried to stand up for Gregory, he's embarrassed you. I'm just saying. Don't put your hands on me. I'm just letting you know, okay? When y'all was down there at the little spot and you over there going back and forth with Quad, he telling you to hush up. Then when you said, what did she say? Gregory wanted the divorce too. He turned around and tell you that he didn't. Okay? Every time he embarrasses you, you want to slick defend him with King, telling King don't come at your husband like that. He's asking what the hell was you going to do? Every time you stick your neck out for him, you look a fool. Girl, you better exit this relationship sooner than later while you over here still trying to have a damn baby. That's crazy, love. In my personal, as Gregory being a psychiatrist or whatever he is this week or next week, I do not believe, in my opinion, that Gregory has the emotional intelligence to actually have a child. Granted, I know a lot of people do not have that level of intelligence when they have children. I do understand that. But with her, right, it's a bit different to me because she actually has a clear eye view by watching herself on television. Now, granted, I do understand that things are edited and things are chopped at times. However, this was a real moment, so much so that you had to go upstairs and they played the whole thing without editing. I don't think, in my opinion, we heard you guys go back and forth. And the fact that he would take you upstairs and tell you that this is your fault, ma'am, no, ma'am. Okay. I feel like it gives a bit of emotional abuse, but that's just my personal. And I just don't think that you should have kids with this man. That's just what it is that I think, but we're going to keep going. So he tells her she couldn't take the truth. He goes upstairs. First of all, sir, you're mad as fuck and you're projecting it off on her because you're mad. Why are you mad at her? You the one that got fly at the mouth, okay? And then got spooked the hell out. So why are you mad at her? I'm a little confused, but I do want us to just listen to a piece of the audio, okay? Because I know I like to get into. So let us get into a little piece of the audio so we can hear the conversation that was happening between the two of them.
Take the
No, truth. I can take the truth.
What?
Don't do that.
Well, listen, maybe we should end this right here.
It shouldn't even go to that point, so come back.
You charging a grown-ass man and you telling me don't say you're naive?
What you storming out on? Like, where you going?
No. Why are you not storming out, ma'am? Why are you not making your exit strategy? I hate to say it, but he may be right about the naivete, the naive of it all, because of the way you hopped into his DMs thinking that you'll be able to give him a baby. And I'm not saying that you can't, all right? I definitely hope that you are able to have children for sure, right? But it's something about it, just a little piece, okay? I feel like the writings are on the wall and you need to figure out a way to moonwalk to the back. I slick don't support this relationship. I support love and you guys being happy, but I don't know if for sure it is he. In my personal, and I hate it for you because now you're on this television screen and a lot of people will stay married to save face. And I definitely see that being you, while with him, he will stay to not be alone. Okay. And I just feel like it just shouldn't be this hard, but we're going to continue.
I'm all that you have.
Ooh, now I'm all that you have. So when you say that, that makes me think that nobody else wants to fuck with him like that. Girl, what's going on?
It's your fault. Don't say shit to make me go off.
Ooh.
It's not my fault. It is really not my fault.
It really is your fault.
I am entitled to my opinion, Gregory.
Your opinion makes no sense.
Right now, I understand it's a sensitive time.
You think you know everything, don't you?
I'm looking out for the team.
Well, you should look out for the team by listening to the leader of the team.
I understand that you're upset.
You know, you're making me hype.
But it doesn't get to a point where you have to say I'm naive. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know who you think you're talking to.
Be quiet.
I don't know who you think you're talking to.
Be quiet. Don't go.
Stop saying stupid stuff.
That's not
and
saying stupid.
You won't get the reaction that you don't want.
Okay.
How about that?
Stop.
It's your fault.
What the fuck was that? What the hell? Stop saying stupid stuff and you won't get the reaction that you don't want. Sir, I need you on the quickest day to take your own advice. You hear me? On the quickest day that you can find, I need you to take your own advice. Stop saying stupid shit and you won't get the reaction that you don't want. Wow. I do think in my personal that she should have cussed him the fuck out. And that's what, and you know, I don't know, because I feel like Quad also was a person that likely, when Gregory would talk to her like that, would cuss him the hell out and let him know, you could try a lot of hoes, but don't try me like that. So I don't even think it would have worked if she would have started yelling at his ass. But what she definitely could have did was get the hell out and let his ass be at the house by himself. Right? But more importantly, T, like, I know you're going to come on social media and convince the people about how great your relationship is and how you guys love each other and how people argue and this, that, and the other. And yeah, people do, you know, they get into it, they argue and stuff. But I mean, not everybody, though. Everybody doesn't do that. And even when they may have disagreements, I feel like it can come from a loving place to where he's not insulting you in that manner. He's just telling you how you may be making him feel in it, you know, in that moment. But all in all, like, I just don't like how he made it seem like you were a problem all because you wanted to defend him. And it's like, what were you going to do? You're still a woman. Like, I don't know. But that's what T and Gregory got going on. That's all I have for them. I do want us to hop on over and check out some other things on social media. And let me do that now, okay? Let us get into that. Dr. Heavenly, earlier this week, Dr. Heavenly said some things that she misspoke on or whatever. And she came back to clear it up. And I want us to hear what she said originally and then how she came back and she apologized.
So when you have a conversation with somebody, if somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men, real men, not gay men, not bitch men, you know what I'm saying? The guys that are kind of soft, but real men are going to feel like, you know what I mean? Straight men are going to feel like if you tell my wife to shut the fuck up, I'm going to have a problem with it. I mean, that's just, it is. So when you have a conversation with somebody, if somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men,
BITCH. Girl, in the middle of this, I am learning that Karen Huger has just received 1 year in prison. Y'all, Karen gone. They done sentenced the girl to 1 year in prison. I'm shooky ducky. But that's a whole nother video, girl. Let us wrap this shit up, okay? So Heavenly came back and she apologized, child. Girl. Oh, they done put Miss Karen in. Oh, Miss Karen gone.
I'm just emotional right now because and again, let me apologize for what I said before. I made a lot of people feel uncomfortable about something I made, and it was mistaken. And I want to say I apologize. It was an ignorant statement I made about, being a real man, or whatever. I want to apologize for that again and again. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I didn't mean anything by it, but it doesn't take away from somebody I might have hurt their feelings. So I will apologize for that again and again and again. I was wrong. That was an ignorant statement. And I recant that whole thing. I love it.
All right, y'all. So listen, that's what she had to say. I'm gonna have to come back to y'all in a little bit because BIT, it's a whole lot of going on, and I'm just gonna have to catch y'all in the next one, honey. Leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Listen, that's what Heavenly said. She apologized, but another Married to Medicine video will be coming, I'm sure, at some point, because it's more that I have to that I wanted to cover. But child, I'm shook up right now, and I just need some time. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym.